everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features two wide receivers who battled last year for the AFC Championship. It's Demaryius Thomas going up against Julian Edelman. With that, we'll send you up to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. The offense on your screen now, and our first look at C.J. Anderson.
And what a look it's going to be, making a name for himself rapidly running the football.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Lynch looking to throw on second. Sanders has it over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Now let's go! 3-19! Gone!
They'll run it. Here's Anderson. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know it's the first half, but it's still hard to curb the enthusiasm for that stop. 3rd and 1, and the offense can't get there. The defensive team has got to feel very good about themselves. Great job out leveraging the offense.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
And we roll now on the offensive starters, and everybody always loves to talk about Gronk.
And wouldn't a lot of teams love to redraft right now? This guy went in the 2nd round. Yet no matter what, you've got a game plan for him when you're opposing him.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And he's got Bennett. And he's going to get this one all the way up to the 30. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz.
Have we yet met a receiver that wasn't excited about getting a chance to play with Tom Brady?
Absolutely not.
And Martellus Bennett bringing his considerable skills to New England now. Going to hook up with Mr. Brady for another completion here.
Yeah, 90 catches a couple years ago in Chicago, 53 last year for Bennett. Brady. And he will find his man on the outside. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. Brady going to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Brady gives now to Blunt. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, LeGarrette Blunt, Charles, he's had a good preseason so far. In week 2, 11 carries, 69 yards and a touchdown. Looked pretty sharp.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, who will have to start the season at quarterback, may have to lean on him an awful lot. They've had some injury issues. Deion Lewis, a running back, is out for at least another month after a recent surgery. And they lost their starting right tackle, Sebastian Vollmer. Luckily, LeGarrette Blunt can often run through some tacklers.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now Brady. He's got a man. It's Mitchell. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. On 1st down, Brady. And he dumps it off to Blunt. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. Here comes the offense for the Denver Broncos. Charles, you know, there's been so much focus on the quarterback battle, and rightfully so. What about the running back battle that's going on for the Broncos?
I think it's one that's significant because C.J. Anderson really gave them great play down the stretch in 2015, and they made him a priority to be re-signed. But Ronnie Hillman's been around. He can give him a little play on the perimeter, but I love the rookie that they drafted, Devontae Booker. So it is going to be a great battle for carries, and will continue during the preseason.
On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. 1st down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
A good pickup there at 22.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. Throwing, Lynch. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
He was looking for Julian Edelman that time, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense because you've got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, they'll give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
Here's Ryan Allen now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Yeah, Sanders now to return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come up in an offset eye. Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So it'll be 1st down here after the run.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Lynch on 1st down. And caught right side, Green. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back to Foxborough after this. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, Lynch out to his left. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Toss play. This is Anderson. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
On 2nd down, here's Lynch. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It's a loss of 2. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Lynch now throwing on third. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Virgil Green from 3 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Ah, yes, Brady to Gronk. You think these two are in sync?
Without a doubt. And look, they both understand what they can do for each other. Gronk knows if he gets open, the ball's going to be there. And Tom Brady knows what a great security blanket Gronk is. When all else fails, you find big 87.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
All right, well, we've got a minute here. Let's talk about injuries because preseason it can alter a team's fate. Let's start with the good stuff, though. Rashad Perryman of the Ravens, Tom Hawley of the Chiefs, both of them off of the PUP.
Yeah, they're off. Unfortunately, Vontae Davis, Colts corner, got injured. Dion Lewis with a knee. And then the Bears' Jeremy Langford also had an injury. So it's kind of the yin and the yang of preseason injuries we always see.
Everyone has to adjust, has to find a way to overcome those injuries.
All right, what do you got?
Victor Cruz of the Giants.
Yeah.
All right, since that knee injury, calf injury in last season, maybe we'll get to see him back on the field in the regular season. He's back at practice.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
To throw is Brady. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there just before halftime. 59 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Hey, you got 3. Wait, 20. Wait, 20.
Again, it's Brady. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
3 down. Wait, 20. 29. Out.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Brady again. And he can't hang on. That's that's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. Screenplay, Anderson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Okay, Larry, back here, 7-0 our score as we ready ourselves for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch. Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Looking back to the air on 2nd down, it's Brady. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And they'll try to fire up the running game with C.J. Anderson. And all the way home for a Broncos score. C.J. Anderson, 77 yards. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
It's the third quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
And now out come the Patriots. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense, Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way. When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of it.
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. LeGarrette Blount taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Patriots have cut it back within a score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Now a run with Anderson. And cuts out right sideline. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big-time run there by Anderson. 42 yards on the ground. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come up in an offset eye. From the red zone now, here's Lynch on 1st down. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. C.J. Anderson with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Broncos, oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And the ball is knocked out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And it will not be a return touchdown, as close as he could possibly get. He's finally stopped at the 1. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
but it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Brady's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Tom Brady taking it in. And the Pats take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And they will line up now for the two-point try. Now a toss play to Lewis. And he will get into the end zone, and the two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Second and 10. It's Lynch again. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On 3rd down, Lynch. And that will be incomplete as well. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And it'll be 4th down.
So the defense forces a 3-and-out, but they got some help along the way. They threw it on 1st down, and when they were unsuccessful, it became 2nd and long. Didn't get it again on another pass. Went 3rd and long, and they almost had to put it in the air. They may want to rethink some strategy going forward.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Jones. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Brady, screen pass to Blunt. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. And they're going to speed things up here. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Wide open receiver complete. They get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, the advantage is certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Back now in Foxborough. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Blunt, the lone running back. Brady now on 1st down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Let's go.
Again, it's Brady. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. That one good for 12 yards. And they're going to have a third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Brady going to try and throw on third down. This is caught. It's Julian Edelman. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady going underneath to Blunt. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a second down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one. Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
And now a first down following that long gain. Play clock winding down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Shift together here from the D-line. And Brady, and he is in. Touchdown, New England. Tom Brady, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots can take the lead with the extra point. So with 2nd and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. 2nd down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. They run. Anderson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They come up in an offset eye. They pitch it out to Anderson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, free safety was there, no gain.
Ronnie Hillman in there. He gets the carry. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
Here we go. Lynch on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Blunt muscles him off. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to...
LeGarrette Blunt. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts him up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a 1-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And Denver getting set to take the field. 1-possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation.
He's got a man complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A huge play there for Denver. And even 40 yards. And quickly they get to the line. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
10 yards still left on 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He's back to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders with time running out. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Now whistles here, and I think the offense has just used their 3rd and final timeout of the second half. They have. Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue landing. No. Check. Patriot. Hurry up, here we go. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Hot.
They'll run for it with Anderson. And he is not going to reach the goal line. They were forced to go for it down 2, but the defense rises to the occasion, and they hold on to their lead. And the Patriots are going to recover, and that should just about assure victory. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Now a carry for Blunt. And the cutback to the sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20.
When you got a big guy like that in your backfield who runs as a big man and breaks tackles, it is paramount for a defense to have extra defenders in his vicinity at all times. Because you got to figure he's going to break through the first guy. You're going to need tacklers 2, 3, 4 in order to get him down. Because if you don't...
And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
And if the late touchdown wasn't bad enough, now they're going to go for 2. So sportsmanship nowhere to be found right here. Brady gives this one to Lewis. And I'm not sure why they even risked going for the 2, but thank goodness for them, no turnover. And the ball game over. And, you know, every win is sweet, and I'm sure everybody enjoys a huge victory, but sometimes only winning by 1 score, 2 scores, a field goal, that can feel pretty satisfying too.
Without a doubt, because now you know that your team responds in critical pressure-packed situations. As a coach, as an organization, that makes you feel awfully good.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.